Well, I mean, I think you hit the nail on the head. The what ifs are important. I mean, when you're starting with a great idea, it is about sort of a good writer coming in and kicking the tires and figuring out like what are all the fun, interesting things that the idea suggests. When we started with National Treasure, as an example, the idea was always about there's a treasure map on the back of the Declaration of Independence, right? And it was in development at Disney for a while, and nobody could really crack it. And one of the reasons why was your hero is a thief, right? Because it's like somebody who's stealing the Declaration of Independence because there's a map, a treasure map on the back. Well, the Constitution, the Declaration is important in and of itself. So it's
Mhm.
like, how are you going to root for a guy who's going to steal the Declaration of Independence, risk damaging it, risk losing it, risk destroying it because he wants to get a treasure? Like that's an inherently difficult person to root for. So they went through a million permutations of that. And it really wasn't until we, started developing the screenplay ourselves at Bruckheimer, where one of the writers kind of had the masterstroke of he's got to steal it to beat somebody else to the punch because somebody else is going to steal it. And those guys are bad guys and those guys won't care about the document. And so our guy has to beat him to the punch. But in order to do it, he has to steal the Declaration of Independence and stay one step ahead of the bad guys. And that was brilliant. That was a simple thing. But it makes the movie work, right? So it's like, how are you developing that concept, that idea, that premise into something that, as you're saying, creates a rooting interest, gives you interesting what ifs,